Hey guys, this is Shaft, and welcome to this week at SC2S. With me today is actually Cheeto, and we are going to be doing a friendly King of the Hill with some of the folks from Starcraft 2 Strategy, which is actually his home team. Cheeto, how are you today, man?
What's going on?
Oh, not a lot. Boy, oh boy, guys. I've got a story for y'all. Some crazy shenanigans trying to set up some stuff. But luckily for us, the guys at SC2S are kind enough to just invite me to this little soiree we've got going on here. Yeah, I'm throwing out the French words today. Anyways, Cheeto, this looks like it's going to be a ZVZ. You said you play Protoss, is that right?
Yeah, I dabble in Zerg too, so I should be at least slightly helpful here.
Oh, absolutely. I'm sure just having someone to bounce some ideas off of. Have you ever actually tried doing a solo cast? That shit is hard.
Yeah, I agree. I do some like just random stuff sometimes, but I usually have Hellset helping me out.
Absolutely. Well, I do want to go ahead and introduce these players on the top right-hand side of Entombed Valley. We have the red Zergy McFerguson playing for SCS. It is Cole Wombat. And on the other side of the map, do you have any idea who this is?
This is Tyrannus, actually.
Ah, okay, so this is Tyrannus, and he's actually going to be in the green Zergy trunks here as well. So Tyrannus actually has confused me with his barcode ID at least on 3 separate occasions, this one included. So score one more for him. Tyrannus 3, Shaft 0. So looks like we're getting a pull first build coming out of the Wombat, and Trash Bag is lagging. You piece of trash. Oh wow. Hopefully the kids watching this are too young to read.
It's not looking good. It's a pretty good lag spike otherwise.
Indeed, sir, indeed. So, I actually bumped my foot against the table earlier. I really think I broke my pinky toe.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's not fun at all. Every time I go to move it, wincing pains. So I want to talk to you a little bit, actually, about something I cannot help but notice. Let me pull this on screen for the viewers. But tell me about your relationship with Tasteless.
Oh, let's see. Just about a year ago now, I went to MLG in Columbus. And both Tasteless and Artosis walked out, and like people literally just like jumped on Artosis immediately, and Tasteless was kind of like just chilling there.
Oh,
so
okay.
instead of wait in line for meeting Artosis, I stood around and got a picture taken with Tasteless and kind of chatted with him for a little bit.
Nice. Did he have anything interesting to share with you?
Not anything in particular. Just kind of shot the shit with him and everything. But like, I don't know. It was pretty cool to meet him in person. He's like even cooler in person, really, letting us on GSL.
Yeah, I can bet, man. I actually got his autograph, but at the time I didn't have much to actually be able to say to him. So unfortunately, you know, I didn't get to spend any time with him. But for anyone that's wondering, here's the picture we were referring to. So yeah, there it is. Now back to the game, guys. All right, so looks like just catching up on the game, we had early pull versus a early hatch, and things are in the process of equalizing now. That about sum up everything?
Yeah, it looks like Tyrannus went for hatch first build and opening with, I think it was pool gas.
Yeah, they both did fairly early. Well, actually, no, Wombats is a little later, so looks like he'll start his gas about the time his opponent starts metabolic boost. So Wombat definitely going to be the defensive player in this posture.
Yeah, Wombat went for an earlier clean.
Yeah. So I'm wondering, should we leave this King of the Hill as all one video, or should we break it up so that people can pick out their favorite SC2S players?
I don't know. I guess it's up to you. You could always just go in afterwards and edit it after the broadcast.
Yeah. Well, That's what I'm wondering now. We'll have to brainstorm about that. Right now we've got a little bit of lings moving around Tyrannus's base. Now Wombat is not thinking he can take on 4 lings, a queen, and a drone line with, well, now 1 ling. He's actually just scouting around here for anyone wondering. And this is actually some really good information because he's not only able to see that his opponent has a gas, but he can click on that gas and actually see exactly how much has been mined out of it.
Yeah, and just seeing the drone still in gas is a pretty big tell, as you can see the baneling nest going down at its natural.
Indeed, sir, and he is definitely worried about banelings coming offensively. Of course, defensive banelings always much better than offensive banelings, as long as you got the right positions there. So, how long have you been playing Protoss then?
Since release, basically. So almost 3 years.
Now, did you play Brood War, or was SC2 your first?
SC2 was really the first RTS that I played like competitively. I played some Command and Conquer and very little Brood War.
Gotcha. So, what made you choose Protoss then?
Because they're the coolest.
Well, that makes great sense. I see you're a Sparkles kind of fellow.
They have lasers. What else do you need?
They have lasers and sparkles and all kinds of glitter, sir. That's all I have to say. I play Zerg. It doesn't get grimier than Zerg.
I gotcha.
You, my friend, are a warrior of the rainbow. That's all I've got to say. Anyways, we've got, you know, actually, this is a little bit weird. Tyrannus going ahead, getting a defensive spine crawler, even though, as far as, you know, build to build, he's actually more of a offensive situation here.
Yeah, I agree. It's weird. He didn't really build a lot of lings until just now.
I think it was the scout. I'm pretty sure that one scout getting in, he basically just decided, well, I could have done offensive baitings, but he scouted it, so he's going to be ready for it. So if he's going to be ready for it, why don't I not do it and get ahead some other way?
It's true.
So, yeah, the thing is, though, Wombat didn't even build a single spine crawler and is making roaches, which he only just now got a bunch of. So I think the actual banelings would have really fucked his world up.
Oh yeah, I agree. He definitely was going to take a lot of drone losses. Those roaches are just now reaching a count that would have been able to deal with any sort of baneling attack.
Yeah, the thing is, banelings don't really pose too much of a threat to roaches. However, roaches in small numbers have a large surface area, which makes lings smile like great big, giant, flesh-eating giraffes.
Yeah.
We actually had a conversation about that last night on cast, but hold that thought, there might be a... Nope. Ah, lings! Okay, only losing 1 ling there. Okay. Definitely spot on. The thing is, Tyrannus is about 30 supply behind. However, if he can kill off this queen, that's going to hurt Wombat's production quite a bit. He's also targeting down another queen. If he can kill off 2 queens, that's going to leave Wombat actually with 1 queen compared to 2 hatch, 2 queen production of our Tyrannus. So this is actually looking really, really good for Tyrannus if he can survive this attack.
Yeah, with the 3 spines with the lings reinforcing should be enough to drive it away, and looks like that's exactly what's going to happen. But
absolutely, and this actually allows those Mutalisks to go ahead pop out safely. And honestly, I'm worried for Wombat right now because he's not ready for this at all. Again, I reiterate, he lost 2 queens. He has 1 queen. And let's take a look. How many mutas are actually on the field right now? Wow. Wow. 3 mutas. I'm pretty sure 1 queen doesn't have to worry about 3 mutas. However, by showing these 3 mutas, he can go ahead and clear up some overlords. Force defenses to be made. Yeah, only 2 spores, not an overreaction. He's even going to attack out with roaches. I don't get it, Tyrannus. You made a baneling nest. You would have been great to have attacked with that baneling nest. But I get that point. Now you get mutas, and again only make 3. That, oh well, 5 now, but
yeah, I'm not sure I really agree with this. He showed the mutas before he had anywhere near an amount that could do damage to mineral lines or anything, and basically Wombat threw the roaches out front to make sure he couldn't move out with them, so he's going to be totally safe at home and getting infestors behind it.
And the thing is, Tyrannus isn't even targeting down the overlords that are closest to the base that he could kill off and then go kill off the ones that are further away. He's literally just A-moving these. Free overlords. Okay, so the spores are up. He killed off 2 queens! My god! When you kill 2 queens and your opponent has no spores up, don't show your Mutalisks. Just go to the mineral line. Okay, enough about that. All right.
I think it was weird too because he made him in such a small little burst and then just completely stopped.
Well, you'll see players do that if they want to force spores, if they want to kill off overlords, if they don't think they can do a lot of damage. The fact is, when you kill 2 queens,
yeah, exactly,
you can do a lot of damage. And if he was only going to make 3 and show them that early, he shouldn't continue making them. That's another thing. Now he's switching into Ling Bling. I wonder if he's been playing a lot of Heart of the Swarm, actually.
I'm not sure, but he is switching into into Infestor behind it.
Yeah, well, actually, that's what makes me wonder if he's been doing a lot of Heart of the Swarm, because he's doing this Ling Bling Muta, which is really, really popular in Heart of the Swarm, simply because Fungal just doesn't work against Speed Banglings anymore.
Yeah.
So, yeah, both players taking their third. This is kind of standard. But, again, when you're doing Muta-Ling Baneling, you need to be a lot more mobile than this. He's just locking up his Spine Crawlers, getting a third. I really think he's going for a quick Broodlord. He's just doing a transition with the Mutas. But, my brain hurts.
Yeah, you know, I'm not really sure what he's going for. Neither player's really making any extra drones. Both of them are sitting at 50 or below. So I'm a little bit surprised that both of them have enough to start saturating their thirds.
Yeah, that's actually true as well. Wow, these let's actually go through these tabs a little bit. Perfectly even drone count. Well, 2 ahead now for Wombat. Now 2 ahead for Tyrannus. Like I said, perfectly even. Now, good Spine Crawler defense here for Tyrannus. So these Hydras and Infestors gonna have a little bit of a hard time. At least have to take some shots. However, major clump ups for the Ling Baneling, and that's kind of it for Tyrannus' army. Yeah, this isn't Heart of the Swarm, buddy.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty unfortunate. One more fungal on all those things, and it's basically no army left.
Well, at this point, he just needs to morph them all to Baneling so they get their health back. I mean,
that's true.
If you're gonna do Ling Baneling, you have to hit from at least 3 angles, so that even if he does fungal everything perfectly, you at least drained the friggin' Infestors and can bring your Mutas in.
Yeah. And in this case, he has Hydras in the mix too, so it'll be even harder.
Absolutely. Well, the thing is, if you make Hydras, you actually are going to make less Infestors, which means you have less energy. And I don't know about you, but I get a nice little sick liquid feeling in my gut when my Hydras get collided with Baneling. So I just like to assume Wombat would feel exactly the same way.
Yeah, I usually smile when I see Hydras exploding, so...
Indeed, sir.
So it's a little bit of a different feeling.
Yeah, well, it depends on if they're your Hydras.
That's true.
So, there is one thing I can say for this Muta style that we're seeing Tyrannus do. He is at least staying fairly active now with them, but again, this is a little disturbing because now Hydras are on the map, so even though he's seeing these hatcheries, he can't really stop them from going up, as his opponent is already ready for it. So when he keeps throwing these units and rebuilding them, throwing them away, rebuilding them, he's basically just stalling out how long until he gets Broodlords. Again, this Muta thing just doesn't make too much sense. Not the way he's playing it.
he's saving up a lot of gas for this transition, but it's still a pretty decent time away for right now. So,
and he actually is getting 4th base now, which is scouted immediately by Wombat. So if Wombat hits a timing, which he just got incentive to do, well, actually, Wombat's even gonna see the Greater Spire. So, yeah, Overseers everywhere. Awesome scouting here. Wombat playing one hell of a game. Actually sitting about 70 supply ahead of his opponent. Now, bear in mind, a lot of this is in roaches, so some of that supply is a little bit inflated. Oh, even getting some contaminates off.
Yeah, that's really nice, actually. I am a little bit concerned with Wombat's drone. Oh, never mind. He just made a ton of drones. And now I'm not concerned about his drone count. Popped it up to 66. It was below 60 earlier.
And Tyrannus,
so he'll be
go ahead.
He'll be looking pretty good with a 4-base saturation, doing his own transition after he sacrifices some of this army.
Yeah.
Doing some trading right now would just be really, really smart for him.
Tyrannus actually just threw away his mutas, so he's not even working on that tech anymore. He did see a hive. He also saw a spire of his opponent, so he can at least assume his opponent's going towards a greater spire. The thing is, Wombat has just got better everything. 2-1 upgrades. I mean, yeah, you've got Tyrannus who's got 2-1 upgrades, 2 Carapace though. What is ground Carapace going to do for Broodlords?
Yeah.
I don't know. Is Tyrannus and Wombat, do they have like a history or something? Because Tyrannus is a great player. Don't get me wrong, I've casted him several times. He's really, really good. I'm just wondering if he's maybe a little bit frazzled by this guy.
You know, I'm not sure. The only thing I can think of is maybe he's hasn't played him before and is a little bit intimidated because the first time we as a team saw Wombat played, he beat GM Protoss player Darkness in a kind of a really weird game. So maybe that's a little bit of influence, but other than that, I can't really think of a reason.
I got you, man. I got you. The observer chat. Oh, I think there's a way I can turn that off. I wish I could remember.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
No, it's fine. So yeah, this is kind of that late game lull. I can actually respect the fact that Wombat did not hit a timing before the Broodlords. While it is nice to... Whoa! Okay, so I saw Ultralisks being built. I showed it on camera, but I guess my mind just didn't comprehend it. There are Ultralisks being built against Broodlords.
Yeah, this is going to be really weird, but, I mean, that's a good amount of Ultralisks.
Yeah. Okay, so let's just throw these armies at each other and see what happens. Why not?
That's exactly what it feels like.
Yeah, that didn't work, so we're gonna go home now, please. Infestors? Yeah? Okay, that works. And yeah, there's nice little infestor bombs here at the 4th, so the income is actually wrecked right now of Tyrannus. He's actually 13 harvesters behind. That's pretty much game. If he tries to replenish those drones, he's not going to be able to replenish the army that he just suicided away.
That's actually Tyrannus that's down in drones right now.
Oh, what? Wow, I'm reading the numbers wrong. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, wow, so actually Wombat is the one that's behind in drones. Tyrannus ahead in drones, so... Yeah, this is actually not as bad as we were thinking, but still.
Yeah, there's only 3 Broodlords, 4 now, Broodlords morphing, so this is going to be basically the death of the 4th, which hardly was mining in the first place.
Really, the only thing that those broods are going to be afraid of, though, in this army are the infested Terran.
Yeah.
Ooh, fungal. That was a clutch fungal there.
Yeah, all these roaches are basically forfeit, leaving the Broodlords really naked, and, I mean, Tyrannus has enough energy for infested Terran to deal with this, I think.
Yeah, the infested Terran upgrades, though, don't actually aren't there anymore, so Broodlords don't die quite as fast to them. And he's not focus firing.
Oh yeah, the focus fire, you really need that.
Oh, there's the focus fire. And GG, well played. So, wow, Tyrannus taking that game even though we both had counted him out there.
Yeah, that was kind of a weird turn with the Ultralisk and the Fungal combined against that ground army. Really surprised me.
Yeah, I was definitely surprised there as well. I really thought Tyrannus was donezo. What do you think the turning point was?
I think it was just the attack down the middle. There was no timing from Wombat. What I really would have liked to have seen him trade some of that army away instead of lose the whole thing at once. If he had Broodlords during that big engagement at his front, I think he would have ended up in a much better situation.
I definitely agree with that. So this is a King of the Hill, is that right? That means we'll be having Tyrannus up against whoever's up next?
Yeah, it's just all kill.
Okay.
Format. We got team set up and everything.
Nice.
I'm trying to see who's playing next for... My team actually was Wombat. Let's see.
We'll find some awesome little Starcraft sounds to listen to while we wait. Yeah, we actually used to run a weekly King of the Hill every Thursday night. We'd have like 30, 40 people sign up. It was a mess. This is actually seeming a lot more organized, though. So it's what? You say it's an all-kill setup. That basically means you both have an even number of players, and the first team that runs out loses?
Yep, exactly.
Awesome.
Just like GSTL.
Gotcha. See, GSTL is a team league. That's different than a King of the Hill. So that's why I was wondering.
It looks like I'm playing next, so I might have to ditch out on you for a little bit, but if and when I end up losing, I'll join you again if you want.
If and when. I like your positivity. Anyway, do you have anyone in the channel maybe that would want to replace you? Let's find out. Hellside, actually. Yo, cast with me. I just like, yo, cast with me. He doesn't want to. It's fine, I can do a solo cast, but it would be much more fun. Oh wait, Tyrannus actually won, so that's not gonna work. Oh wow. Well, if I have to solo cast this one, at least one of you will be.
That could so be him.
Oh.
Garbage man, apparently.
Okay. And then I think we'll leave it. We'll break this up into 2 parts, but we'll leave it kind of merged together. For the most part. Hello.
What's up, buddy?
Not a lot. I know you. I know your name.
You used to be coached by me.
Did I?
VVV Alucard, brother.
Dude, that's what I thought. Okay, so you've changed your name. That's awesome.
Garbage man now.
I see this. I see this. Okay, so that's cool. That's cool. Yes. This is a throwback to VVV days.
Indeed it is, man. How's life?
Life is good. Oh yeah, guys, I'm good. I don't read chat.
Send me your link.
It's not live actually. It's going straight to my hard drive because that's the only way I can get it to come out 720p. My net sucks.
Oh, I understand. Mine too.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate.
It is.
It is what it is.
Indeed.
Right.
Usually we will, when I have a dedicated caster or something on, they will do a live stream without, all our fancy graphics and effects and all that. And then I run everything through Premiere, add the credits, add all our graphics, any special effects we're doing. Because we've actually stepped it up since the last time you were on.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I saw a couple of your videos you posted on the team site.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Are you teamless currently?
Sort of. I'm not with a team as far as playing or casting, but I run an organization called the Clan Eat Casting Crew that is mostly casting, so that's what I'm working with now.
I remember you were on LG. What happened with this?
I thought, don't we need to keep this PG?
We'll keep PG. Alright, let's talk about this game going on here. We have Protoss vs Zerg on Cloud Kingdom.
Indeed, sir, indeed. WCS Cloud Kingdom at that. Now, are there any differences on the WCS map, or is this basically the standard BattleNet version as well?
This is the WCS map that allows you that you have the supply depot on the ramp, and you can't see the build orders of the game at the end of it. This is used to keep players in tournaments from reading your practice partners. But go ahead and introduce the players.
Absolutely. Here on the bottom left-hand side of Cloud Kingdom, we have the winner of our last match, the green Zergy McFerguson, barcode Tyrannus. And on the top right-hand corner of that very, very same map, we have the orange Protoss glittering away. We've already talked about it. He's a warrior of the rainbow. It's Cheetah. Okay. So
I'm actually currently players with both of these. I'm on the same team with both of these players. They're pretty good. They're pretty good, even-rounded players. I know that Cheeto is a more macro-based Protoss style, but we are out here on Cloud Kingdom, which tends to favor the Protoss more than Zerg.
Yeah, especially that Immortal Sentry timing. That's really hard to hold on this map.
So it should be interesting to see how this game's going to play out. We really don't know exactly what these two players will end up doing, but
I believe MTOS is confused.
Yes, and I told MTOS to come cast with you, but she's too shy currently. She says she doesn't know enough about the game.
Yeah, that's fine.
See standard play going on in this game. The Zerg just throwing down a 15 pool, trying to get that 16 hatch down. Cheeto going ahead being annoying as the orange Protoss just dancing around, trying to lay his... So he actually misses the block for a second.
Yep.
So gets down a little earlier.
Cheeto actually can't make his mind up. Does he want a Nexus or Forge first? He finally does get that Nexus, though. And that kind of works out because his Nexus is only slightly behind the hatchery. And that is actually, ironically, kind of to the Protoss favor.
Indeed it is. It's on this map too. It's quite safe to do Nexus first, judging by the pool timing. But you usually scout out your probe, so he knows he's not up to any shenanigans.
Yeah, and there's... oh, go ahead.
You can get this wall up relatively fast as Protoss, and with the probe, you should be able to stop any Zerglings running by.
Yeah, and he's actually completely confident, wading well into that gateway before building the cannon, just like you're talking about there. Actually, it's so weird switching paces like this, because with Cheeto, I was actually kind of having to lead the conversation. I forgot you talk a lot. That's fine. It's great. I just got to remember that.
It's no problem. It's quite all right. So we have the third hatch getting ready to go down. 4 Zerglings chasing that probe out of there. Carson's going to go ahead and throw that down immediately when he gets to 300 minerals.
Carson being Tyrannus.
Correct. And it's pretty standard play right now. He's just spreading his overlords out, making sure no pylons will go down early or anything like that.
Yeah, and he's actually got 4 lings out on the map. Some people, you know, they favor 2. Some even go 6. I like 4. It's a good round number. It allows you to scout for proxy pylons if you don't just suicide a ling in there.
A little micro error there. He's busy macroing at home, not paying attention to that. He lost 1 Zergling. And yet 4 Zerglings is definitely better if you ask me personally, because if they come out with that early Zealot Stalker, you can usually snipe that Zealot when it's trying to head to the tower, to clear the tower. Us usually send out a secret probe for 2 base timing pushes, or even just a pylon to harass it in the mid-game.
Absolutely. And see, most of the time in the current metagame, you're not going to see a heavy gateway attack. You might see some pressure, but it's not going to be a heavy gateway timing attack. You're more concerned about the Immortal Sentry as a Zerg player here, I think. And actually, we have that 3rd gas now being taken, so and the robo facility on the way as well. So, looks like it's going to be just that.
Actually, I'm not 100% sure this is going to be a robo line. It looks more like a Immortal Sentry 3rd base expand build, because you got to get that 4th gas a little at the same time at the 6-minute mark. He's not +1 too, so if Tyrannus picks up on this, he'll realize that, okay, the +1's coming pretty late.
Yeah.
Which indicates that he will not be doing an Immortal all-in.
Yep. As soon as he diverts that gas towards that +1, you basically can just read it right there. There's no all-in coming, as that basically delays his Immortal, his Sentry, all that good shenanigans.
We see Tyrannus sacking that Overlord to check tech. He's going to scout the robotics facility building, and if he pays attention to this, he'll notice an Immortal will not pop out first, and that is a sign of a 3rd base expand build. And 3rd bases are pretty feasible to hold in this map. We should see a good macro game, it looks like.
So what do you think the follow-up is going to be for the Protoss? After he gets that 3rd base up, is he going to want to hit a later timing? Or do you think he's really just going to go for the all-out macro? Well,
as a current teammate of Cheeto, I know he likes to play more macro-centric games, so I could see him doing an Immortal expanded to 3rd base, get the Colossi out, and then he'll try to secure that 4th base while defending, and just to eventually get those superior upgrades and that unstoppable Protoss death ball. With a good amount of, gates behind it, so he'll be able to reinforce his army quite nicely. And Carson's actually doing everything pretty well here. When he scouted this, he took the layer before speed, which is a good call. He got his double Evo chambers. He should be... There he goes. He gets roach speed right away. And this is just to fend off any aggression that the Protoss does want to fend. Now, Cheeto does have to... He's in a position where this expand is actually pretty late.
Got a question for you. Me and Hellside actually had a conversation about this last night, and it actually just became irrelevant, however. But what do you think? If you're only getting 1 set of upgrades as Zerg, is it better to get your Carapace or your attack upgrade against the Protoss?
I personally, I think Carapace is better. I mean, did your units... You want to deal more damage to the Protoss army as fast as possible, but it's depending on what you're doing. For example, you see Carson's getting +1 Zerg missile attacks. He's going to be relying on very roach heavy army here, he's going to try to deny this third as much as possible.
Absolutely, canceling it immediately.
Carapace works for both the Zerglings and your Roaches, which is just a little beefier. And at least you keep your army up a little longer. I prefer doing that if I have one Evo chamber any day of the week. It allows you to transition easier too in the mid game.
Absolutely. So what are you? Well, actually, Infestation Pit already down. When do you think Broodlords are going to come out?
Well, judging by the time over here, how long he can deny this third, Zergs will like to take the Hive at a reasonable time, which is probably in the 13-minute mark.
Right.
We're going to see what Carson does here. He seems to be making Roaches and keeps making Roaches, and this is going to eat a lot of his gas. He does have his fourth coming up. This 5th and 6th gas. That will allow him to get the Hive out. He might just be doing a layer pressure build here to take out his third with Infestors.
Now, we do have a bit of a drop here in the main, and this is actually scouting the fact that Evolution Chambers are just finishing 1-1. He's following up with 5 more Zealots, and actually he's just going to move that right on over to the third.
This is kind of a small error that a lot of Zergs do, me myself included. Like, when a Warp Prism shows up, there's no reason for you to pull your entire army back.
Split it between your 2 furthest bases, yeah.
Split it between your bases, or you can even leave some units up by the third. See, what essentially Cheeto did there was he pulled that army, the entire Zerg army back, and secured his third base now. So, he's feeling pretty comfortable.
He can even harass this 4th. Wow, he's going to love this. Well, actually, the army's a little bit too close, but he's in a position to do it. He can always threaten it.
Absolutely. He doesn't seem to be paying attention to it, but...
Hey, there's nothing shooting it yet.
Okay, so we do see the Dark Shrine tech coming down, and a Stargate, which means he will be going into a mothership, hopefully. And the DTs will be used to harass. If Carson doesn't pick up on this, he's got 1 Spore at his third. But no detection at his natural, and he's got a Spore in his main. But this is just to fend off the Warp Prism.
Right. Yeah. Warp Prisms are so annoying, dude. Especially once the charge lots. Oh my god. Hold that thought. DTs are on the way. DTs, Fleet Beacon. Oh god, this is going to get annoying. 5th and 6th gas going ahead. Wow, 5th and 6th. 6th and 7th and 8th. God, Shaft cannot count today. 7th and 8th gas going ahead, getting taken. So the Broodlord switch is imminent. Macro hash on the way. And that Spore about to be worth its weight in gold. And here's another one. Let's go ahead and kill the Warp Prism.
Alright, that's actually very crucial there because that stopped the DT harass. However, Carson kind of did make a little boo-boo here. When you start that Hive, you should always start your Spire immediately.
Well, there's a second Warp Prism here in the natural, and you're actually right. They actually time out perfectly. But, guess what? The DTs are in.
DT's in the base. He's got 1 Spore. I think he's going to try to snipe that Spire, yeah.
Yep, and the thing is, there are actually 3 Spinecrawlers building, only there's no Overseer and no Spore.
Third and the main, and he just sniped that Spire. That is actually huge.
Yep.
Cart, go ahead and typing no fair in game. As a third player, this is something you can find yourself so frustrated with because you're covering all your bases, and that just something so small like that it's detrimental to the game.
Yep, but think about all it would have costed him to stay safe against that. A Spore Crawler in the nat, and 1 more Spore Crawler in the main.
Now, we have the Mothership coming out, and this will buy Cheeto plenty of time to get that juicy Mothership energy out.
Yeah, Mothership versus Adrenal Glands. I think Mothership usually wins.
Carson starts getting his spine wall up at the 4th, which is what you should do.
Indeed.
He's not going to be able to pressure much, and by the time that these Broodlords come out, he will have plenty of Archons and a healthy energy on the Mothership, so he'll have 2 energy vortexes.
So you remember how I mentioned charge being really annoying, and then I was like, hold that thought, DTs, oh my god? Well, Charge is like 3/4 of the way done. So now not only is he going to be harassing with DTs, but the Zealots that he drops are going to run to the drones quicker, to kill them quicker, and do more damage before they finally die. Yay!
You see a lot of spine crawlers everywhere. He just does not have a spine wall up the natural, but he's got his third and his fourth very well secured here.
Indeed, sir. Now, there's quite a big Archon army. Looks like he's going to take advantage of the toilet while it still exists. We've got 7 days left, guys. 7 days. Enjoy your toilet.
The toilet still exists in Heart of the Swarm.
It does, but it's nowhere near as effective. At least not in the games I've been playing.
I've played quite a few HOTS myself. If we look in Carson's vision, he doesn't even know that the fourth base is up yet. He can assume by these pylon positions that that's what Cheeto is doing. Would love to see him go ahead and get that neural parasite, because one good neural on a mothership can completely change this game for the Protoss player.
And the thing about the mothership there, that's a great point. Mothership usually lags behind their army. So sometimes you can sneak up behind it, grab it. Sometimes, you know, if you're flanking the opponent and he leaves his mothership behind, well, you can flank the flank and grab the mothership. Lots of cool stuff you can do there.
Okay, I like what Carson's doing here. He's taking his 5th and his 6th base at the same time. And this is actually a very good move because, you know, the harassment is coming.
Right.
Now, don't be confused up here in the right corner of the map. Those sentries were dead food. Cheeto wanted to get rid of those sentries. He wants to free up more supply. You see him getting through triple Stargate, which means he will transition into that almost unstoppable Protoss air army with mass carriers.
Heart of the Swarm again.
Heart of the Swarm is a little more Void Ray centric.
Yeah, but that Protoss air army.
Feeling very worried for Tyrannus here.
Yeah, what can Tyrannus do to get back into the game right now?
He has to either identify immediately that this air switch is coming. Has to get a healthy number of disruptors out and start cranking out this air. He does have the +1 air attack and +2 air attack. That's exactly what he wants, but you need to stay a little light on. Let's do the unit count.
Okay.
We already have 9 Broodlords, so if he stays at 9 Broodlords, he will be comfortable, which is what you need to do. If you morph more Broodlords than this, and this Protoss air transition comes out, you're in a very, very sticky situation where you're not going to have enough Corruptors to stop this army. Now, Cheeto still is, he's maxed. He needs to have a cost-efficient trade here, so he's trying to bully himself on the map.
Right. Gotcha.
And, he needs to free up some food. But I like how he's getting the plasma upgrades, which helps the air and the ground army.
And actually going ahead, losing a base here, but that was kind of expendable. Not too many drones there. And now here is an engagement. It's going to come down to this Vortex, and can he throw those Archons into the Vortex? Broodlords are well spread out, but he's got to be real careful with the Infestors. Yeah.
It's on the Infestors. He needs to get those Archons. There we go. 2 Archons get into the energy vortex. 3, 4, 5. Okay. Carson is viciously trying to throw infested Terrans to mess up the AI, but that Zerg army just got obliterated.
That thing melted faster than butter in a microwave.
And Carson is desperately trying to get up more spines. He needs to remax as fast as humanly possible, but he's doing the wrong choice here. He's getting 32 Zerglings, and versus Archons, Zerglings are not the answer. No matter how many
Stalkers he's got, 4 Archons, 6 Archons.
Say this is already GG.
I absolutely agree, dude. He's 50 supply behind.
He's losing more Infestors. It's not looking like a good day for our Zerg over here.
So now, are you playing in this team league?
Indeed, I am.
So, are you on Cheeto's team or Tyrannus's?
I am on Cheeto's team.
Okay, so...
no, wait, I lied. I'm on Tyrannus's team.
All right. So I'm actually like playing the middle ground here. I've had one from each team. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Do you think? Well, actually, never mind. I was about to ask you. Do you think you're gonna get thrown up next? But you're not on that team. Never mind.
I actually am on Carson's team, and I could very be thrown up next.
Oh.
He tried to do counterattack here, and it failed miserably. Another mothership was waiting there.
Wow.
Actually, no, there wasn't a mothership. Was I seeing things?
Yeah. Stay off the mushrooms, bud. There are carriers.
The Protoss is so far ahead at this point.
Yeah, if you actually get carriers, you're... bad words are trying to come out of my mouth.
What Carson needs to do right now is type in GG and get out of the game.
Yeah.
Because there's no hope for you.
I don't even know if he should say GG at this point.
Protoss has more food now. He's making one more mothership. He's got his carrier transition already in full effect. Well, he's got a 5th base.
I've heard Broodlord Ling does really well against carriers, though.
Unfortunately, Broodlords don't attack up.
What? That makes no sense.
Carson he has 2k big.
Yeah.
But not enough gas to do anything. He's trying to retake his 4th. He should be triple expanding if he wants to do anything here.
Let's think about this, though. Broodlords are flying units that spit units from their mouth. Why cannot they just not look at the carrier and spit in a different direction?
Unfortunately, that would just be way too overpowered.
No, that would mean he could actually win this engagement, and then Zerg wins, so that's all that matters, right?
Carson is target firing down carriers in the back. However, the Broodlord army has been obliterated, and the Stalker count stays underneath that. This game is already over. I probably would have lost without that move command. GG. Cheeto takes the game on Cloud Kingdom. Carson's reign is over.
Dat OP quick 3-base Protoss. Was a good game, though. Cheeto playing very, very well, and definitely living up to the hype.
It was definitely a fun game to watch, indeed.
Yes, sir.
So what? Unfortunate to watch the Zerg brother fall, though. I'm not a very big fan of Protoss players.
And me either, dude. Actually, I feel like when I see a Zerg lose, I feel like me and him are Zerglings out of the same egg, and it just hurts me in a very deep place.
You're losing your brother.
My brother, my twin, my soulmate.
He was too young to die.
Indeed, sir. Indeed. So, who does it look like is coming up next?
I have no idea currently.
So, how does this work? Is there like a team captain who's throwing you guys up, or?
Yes, we have 2 teams. Team captain on team 1 is Mr. Llama, and team 2 we have Helsat as their captain.
Okay, so
I don't know who's currently be played. I could be picked for this next game.
Yeah, I know who's played, but my question is, Helsat, is he on Tyrannus' team or Cheeto's?
Helsat. Cheeto threw out Helsat. Helsat threw out Cheeto. So
okay, so Helsat's team is...
It's 1-1.
It's 1-1, but Helsat it has kingship. Gotcha. So do you guys have team names to make this a little easier for us casters?
We do have team names. We have Team Retard versus Team Batman.
Okay, and Team Retard, I'm taking it as Helsat?
No, Team Retard is Mr. Lava's team.
Okay, that makes sense, actually. And then Team Batman. Oh, of course, Helsat. Why didn't I get that? He's German. Of course he likes Batman.
Coyote, it's kind of an in-clan thing where we every week we do these split clan wars in between ourselves and team practices. And Coyote, he's got a picture of himself with a Batman logo, and he's the captain for Team Batman, and they all go into the Bat Cave.
Oh, so I thought. Oh, okay, I'm confused. I thought Helsat was captain of Team Batman.
No, he is currently, because Coyote is not here right now.
Oh, okay, okay. Hey, no one gave me a full roster. Don't judge.
No problem. Not a problem at all.
You're a problem. Hush. No, I'm just kidding. So it looks like we've got Llama against Trash Bag. This is exciting. No, I'm just kidding.
That's my captain.
Yeah, I got you. I got you. Hey, Stews is here. So how many people are on each team right now?
I believe it's 5v5.
So that's going to make this a best of 9?
Correct.
All right, so we'll split this into 2 parts. At, say, game number 4, we'll go ahead and cut part 1 and then go to part 2. We're on game number 3 right now, guys. Hopefully you're enjoying this. If you're just tuning in, this is Shaft, and this is a Starcraft2Strategy.com kind of clan event that we're just going ahead casting to bring these guys some more exposure. Thanks for inviting us.
Absolutely. You're always welcome to cast our games.
Yay. Yay. Actually, if I don't cast at least one a week, Cole yells at me. Makes me sad. So, Alucard, how did you actually get teamed up with StarCraft 2 Strategy?
Well, I was on VVV. I had gotten 2 jobs. I hadn't really got a chance to get into the team scene with them. I kind of fell off StarCraft the entire summer, and then I came back, and I was playing a lot of StarCraft. And I said, you know what? I want to get better. And the best way to get better is to have people who are at a higher level can coach, can help coach me a little bit. So I decided I was gonna. Cole actually found me, and he asked me if I would like to join his team, and I said sure. Turned out Mr. Llama was there, and I was actually acquainted with him prior to that through MTOS, where I used to play with her on her stream all the time, and I would play show matches versus Mr. Llama.
Yes, he's actually saying she. This is still the internet. There are girls here. There's actually 2 in the lobby.
Indeed, we have Zombie Grub, who's on Team SES. She's a High Masters Terran player.
Yeah,
we're very proud of her.
You guys have actually seen her play if you've been watching the stream a while.
And MTOS is she's just our friend. We love her to death. She plays a lot of team games. She's a lot of fun to be around. She used to stream a lot. You make a lot of good friends when you hang around her. It's a small, in other words.
I hear that, man. Oh, yeah. Someone should probably mention to Alex that I don't really read chat. Our job is to fill time. You guys can set up. We're ready whenever you are. Oh.
All right. We're getting WCS Daybreak here. We have for Team Retard, Stews.
Well, let's wait until we're in game. I zoom in on the folks. I have a special little way to do this. All right, whenever you're ready, go ahead and introduce these folks.
All right, spawning in the top right corner for Team CS, we have on Team Retard our Blue Protoss, Stews. And spawning in the bottom left for Team Batman, our Orange Protoss, Cheeto. He's dangerously cheesy, I've been told.
Is that why he plays orange?
And when we do Clan Wars, he always gets angry at me because orange is usually my color.
Ah.
Very sad when I steal orange, and he begs me to give it to him.
I always steal purple and pink, so I understand his frustration.
Okay, we have a very... of all the mirror matches, I dare to say PvP is, without a doubt, probably the most tear-wrenching mirror matchup. It's so...
When you say tear-wrenching...
It's part of my soul dies because I can't stand it. I feel
you know what I hate more than PvP, actually? TVT. I cannot think of one good thing about TVT. PvP can get interesting. Now, I do want to say, at least in Heart of the Swarm, PvP seems to be changing. So that seems to be good news. TVT, still annoying. Still, what's your least favorite thing about PvP?
It's such a rock paper scissors matchup in my opinion. Okay, let's just get into this game over here. We saw Cheeto comes up here and he gas steals Stu's geyser. And he's just poking with the probe saying, yo, what's up?
Mm-hmm. So is this geyser steal? I mean, Cheeto hasn't got his own gas, so it seems like it's setting him behind a little bit as far as that's concerned. Is this worth it?
Well, Cheeto got his gas at the right time. You're supposed to be grabbing that gas in your main at 14, which is quite all right. But what he essentially did here is he stopped the second gas from going up, so there will be no DT play.
Okay. He's basically controlling his opponent's gas so he can control their tech later.
Exactly.
Well, that makes perfect sense. So we do have the Cyber Core coming quite a bit ahead for Stu's. He's actually got nearly a 25-second lead on that.
He does have a lead in the Cyber Core, which will allow him to get that warp gate up faster, but we see that the tech advantage will go to Cheeto for the fact that he has his second gas already being thrown up. But in this matchup, 4-gate is so... It's just so powerful in the early game. I mean, you have the ramp over here, which is kind of easy to block with a Sentry, force field. So I really don't know the best way to cast this personally. I have to. I am a Zerg player, and PvP is my forte.
You're fine. Usually what you'll see is one player do like a 3-gate expand, and then one person will do like a 3-gate robo or a 2-gate robo, try to apply some pressure. So that's kind of what we're waiting for here. I think Stu's, just simply by grace that, you know, that assimilator was taken and he'll have to get units out to deal with it, he's probably going to be the player going for the 3-gate expand.
He's chronoing out the Cyber Core, so he can do a 3-gate pressure build here. Just looking like that's what he wants to do. He has the Zealot, Probe, and the Stalker pushing out on the map. We have...
There's the expand.
He's doing 2-gate robo. And as far as I'm concerned, in this matchup, I have this saying, whoever expands first usually is screwed.
Well, we will find out. Now, I'm not going to be surprised to see Cheeto lay down another gateway. He is actually about to go apply a little bit of pressure. Has he seen? No, he does not know that expansion is there.
Bump these stalkers at the top of the ramp, and now he sees the pylon there. He pulls the stalker at a very reasonable time. However, still there's a gas geyser block in Stu's main, so this should give Cheeto the idea that he has gone for an expansion or doing a 4-gate pressure on him. So he goes ahead and he throws up that 3rd gate, additional gate, just to be safe.
Exactly. So this is actually coming out down to exactly the way I predicted. I'm amazed.
Have you seen PvPs in your time?
Maybe a couple.
The first field, which was quite bad, but the second one lands. And if he actually pushes the stalkers around the top of the ramp, he could snipe this pylon. He just wants to buy as much time as possible for him to get that immortal out. Once that immortal comes out, this pressure should be dead in its tracks.
Yeah, I think what Stu's is really trying to do here is literally just apply enough pressure that he can get his expansion up safely. And think about it, as long as he's holding this low ground, which he's holding by way of this this little choke point here, his opponent's not expanding, so he's getting further and further ahead, at least as far as economy goes. Again, he does not have the same gas as his opponent, but by having his expansion finish before his opponent starts, he can catch up in that gas lead. Now he just sends his units home. No need to overcommit. It's great. Alright, so he's obviously going to leave. Go ahead.
Will Cheeto actually push down his ramp now? If he does not pick up on this quite fast, I think getting an observer out would have been pretty smart. I guess he might get this after this 3rd immortal.
Well, when you say push down his ramp, you're talking about out onto the main map?
The natural, yeah, like he's doing currently.
Oh yeah, he's definitely going to have to.
Now this...
Go ahead.
Oh, he turns back. Go ahead. path.
Yeah, it's fine. What he wants to do is leave most of his higher tech units at home. His stalkers, however, are the most mobile forces he actually has. So he's going to, well, he knew the pylon was going to be there. He's also going to want to take map control in the form of the observers and just see what kind of tech his opponent's got. Again, he's only just now seeing the assimilator that he built get destroyed. So he wants to know, he obviously has assumed there's an expansion, but he wants to know, are these 2 gases taken or just one taken? So I'm not going to be surprised to see a little light pressure from Cheeto just to scout that.
Indeed. I hope he does, though. Finally, we have Stews having a Zealot take out that gas in the main. Right away, once this expand is done, we have Cheeto with his 4 geysers going up.
Absolutely, and Stews is actually sitting on a pretty healthy harvester lead, and he's even chrono boosting out on both of his Nexi, actually, these probes, so he really is planning to commit to the later game. I think Cheeto has actually put a little bit of a clock on himself. He's getting the Colossi, but his economy is not, well, he's catching up now, he's 4 behind, but still, you know, he's got this expansion a lot later. He's been oversaturated in his main. So he's got 2 options here. He can either hit a timing, which is what it looks like he's going to do, but he could also bank on the fact that, you know, his opponent has gone for this really, really greedy, as far as minerals go at least, style, so he's going to mine out quicker. Now, we've seen Cheeto favor this high macro. You've talked about that as well. So I really would not be surprised to see that occur.
I do believe Cheeto is ahead in this game currently. I mean, economically, he's not that far behind right now.
Mm-hmm.
He has a superior tech advantage,
well,
which will help him a lot in the battle. Because Colossi are absolutely a clutch unit in this matchup, I believe.
You still have to be able to buffer the Colossi.
Oh, he's chrono boosting a supply capped robotics bay. That hurts to watch.
Right. So yeah, this is actually going to be a really interesting engagement. I think this is all going to come down to positioning. As you mentioned, these guys have very, very similar economies at this point. Still, I don't think there's quite enough units here to buffer these Colossi. Cheeto's about to fall. This is actually not even going to be close.
If this third, unfortunately.
Yeah, force fields go down, so he's gonna be forced back, but there's a limited amount of energy on those sentries. The question becomes, does Stews want to pursue this?
I'm feeling like the longer time goes on, the worse this is going to become for Stews.
I agree.
He needs to get a double robotics, and he throws down the second robotic phase right away, because he has to catch up on Colossi production now.
Mm-hmm. And again, he's 6 harvesters ahead, so we'll see. Does he go ahead and take a third? If he doesn't take a third within the next 60 seconds, he's got to hit a major timing. However, Cheeto moving across the map now.
He didn't catch that pylon at the third, so if this battle goes down, he can warp in a couple zealots to harass the mineral line.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see if that comes into play.
Absolutely, and it's interesting. He's going ahead knocking these rocks down, so has every intention of pushing up that ramp in a very serious fashion. There's a lot more Colossi here, so this high zealot army of Cheetos, or I'm sorry, of Stews is probably going to melt to the Cheese Master.
It looks like it is. If he gives him more time, he will be able to get enough Colossi out to defend this attack. He's going ahead. He's going to push up the ramp right now. He knows now is my time.
Mm-hmm.
Goes ahead. He lays force fields down.
Oh, and those zealots are not engaging anywhere. This is coming down to the lasers.
One-sided. World's biggest one-sided fist punch.
Indeed, sir. I still think Stews, had he committed there... Whoa. There's still not enough to buffer the Colossi.
He's not doing a warp-in round right now for some reason.
How would he warp in? He doesn't have a pylon there.
He has a pylon on the low ground.
Ah, true.
His entire army, and that is really, really just bad.
Yeah, well, see, he didn't... It all comes down to being able to buffer Colossi. Think about it with roaches, okay? Remember the big Stefano 200-200 at like 12-minute push? Even if the opponent went for like major amounts of Colossi, you could micro against the Colossi and just kill them off, right?
Indeed.
Well, that's what we just saw happen.
Well, I understand this concept. I'm saying, I feel like on paper, that engagement should have gone to Cheeto.
I still don't think there was enough to buffer.
He didn't warp in behind in the battle.
Oh yeah, that was bad. I was worried about that.
If you would do a round of warp in and then you back your Colossi up, you'll have the high ground still, and you'll be able to pressure.
He has 2 DT sitting at his natural. He's making Archons. Okay, he's 60 supply behind. This is how he wants to get back in. I could see that. However, a Zealot was just sent up the ramp and into the army, so the Archons have been scouted.
This is looking like Cheeto's dead right here.
Yeah. Now,
Looks forward to snipe the Colossi, but there's too much DPS in this army. Those stalkers will just melt immediately, and that's game.
Yeah, Cheeto. Now, I do want to talk about Cheeto's name, because this just occurred to me. You have mentioned a couple of times he's a macro player. Cheetos are a very cheesy snack. Is this name supposed to like subliminally make me like play really passive and defensive?
I guess that could be why he had created the name in the first place. I'm not 110% sure. I know my name is the Garbage Man, and I like to throw some cheese at people. My team is very well known, very well aware of this, and.
Indeed, sir. I believe that's actually why we had you on the show in the past, isn't it?
What, for?
Metagame Magic. You were like episode 4. God, it's been forever.
Oh, wow. I have to watch that. That's got to be fun to watch. I was probably so bad.
Yeah. Actually, I don't remember if I released that episode. Because you had just come back from like a huge vacation. I really don't think I released that episode. I'm gonna have to go look now.
It'd be nice to find out.
Yeah. So that was game 3.
So Team Batman is up 2-1 versus Team Retard. And I'm pretty sure I am gonna be the next person to be played.
That's fine. I'll bring the Cheese Master back.
So I'm gonna go ahead and hop into the other Skype call.
Alrighty, see you, trash bag.
Pleasure casting with you, man.
Dude, it's great to get reacquainted.
Yep, nice to see you again, man.
Indeed, I'm gonna change your name on Skype. Bye. So I hear you're relieving the Garbage Man. Did you bring plenty of lotion? You know what's crazy, Cheetah? Dude, the Garbage Man. He actually used to be on a team with me, VVV. And
oh, really?
Yeah, he actually used to be my coach.
Oh, that's interesting.
And we had no idea until he hopped. Well, he knew who I was, but he just sent me I'm like, add me on Skype, add me on Skype, add me on Skype. And then, like, I'm looking for the contact ad, and he's like, in BNet is like, dude, why aren't you answering? And I was like, you haven't added me. He just goes, LOL, look at Skype. I look, and I have 7 missed calls. So I was a little bit confused. Oh. So, I have to ask, what makes you, what lost that game for you? I have my opinion. I've shared it with the viewers. I'll tell you after you tell me. Show me yours first.
I was going to hit a timing with Blink because he was going to have a lower Colossus count, but it was late, and instead of getting charge locks for that attack, I just kind of didn't have the micro for it.
I got you. I felt like you didn't have enough to buffer the Colossi you had.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Got you.
You get a lot of charge lots.
Indeed.
Basically just overwhelmed. So.
Yeah, and the thing is, your force fields were so good at that engagement at his natural. Like, you had all those charge lots just clumped there. And, you know, Colossi, laser eyes, melting that shit like War of the Worlds. And then the next thing I know, the force fields die, and your Colossi do too.
Yeah, like, his Colossi will basically kill off my sentries, so I can't get a second round of force fields to defend, and then, I mean, everything.
But you had more Colossi. I'm playing devil's advocate here. I was actually arguing against you last game. Don't think I'm on your side or anything. But now I'm getting your opinion, so I'm playing devil's advocate here. You had more Colossi. What happened?
Well, my team mentioned when I was in the call with him just after the game that my micro of the Colossi wasn't that great. And again, like, Stalkers, I was only going to get that many because I thought I was going to have Blink by the time I attacked. And I didn't, so they were kind of derping around a little bit, trying to engage the Colossus at the right angle, and it's not hard to see that Stalkers really suck against charge lots.
Indeed, sir, indeed. Does not take a rocket science. That's for damn sure. Well, looks like we're going to be going into the next game. I haven't been invited to it yet. What's going on?
I have no idea right now.
Okay, well...
I think we have a player who's not on the team quite yet, but is, like, in the process of trying out. Gonna play next for our team, but I'm not sure who they're playing for the other team.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, what about the guy who beat you? I thought he has to play.
Oh, yeah, that actually makes good sense, doesn't
it? Yeah, it makes sense.
We usually play Pro League format, so it kind of slipped my mind.
So you guys are calling this a King of the Hill, or were in chat, or KOH. That stands for King of the Hill, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I've always seen it KOT. Well, they were only saying KOH, so that's why I was wondering. Yeah, I got you. That makes sense. That's fine. But how is it a King of the Hill, but it's a Team League format? Because
you can ask Mr. Llama, because like the original idea was just to do a normal King of the Hill, and then he got the idea just to split teams, so I don't know.
Oh, okay. Okay. Gotcha. So this isn't like something you guys do on a regular basis then?
This style, no. We usually do Pro League where like we'll each have one set matchup and we're gonna like basically as a team decide what maps fit each player better.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Well, while we have a little bit of downtime, I'm going to go ahead and set up some starboard. I didn't realize you guys had team names or anything, so we'll go ahead and start using those.
Oh, they're really good names.
Yeah, we've already been introduced. Yeah. Team Batman, huh? Gotcha. If they ask me if I'm ready, just say yes, because I'm usually not paying attention.
Gotcha.
Download the latest version. Download Starboard. Yay! But no, it was just weird seeing Alucard, like small world, man.
This should be interesting. This next game. I practiced a good amount of PvT with Lone Spartan. He's actually just getting back into the game, really. He took a couple-month-long break before, like right before the beta started, and played a whole lot of HOTS. And then, since there's no beta right now, he's playing.
Right. Yeah, I actually love HOTS. It's so good.
I'm a Protoss, so I can't complain.
Of course not. The Terrans really can't complain. I'm a Zerg. I should be complaining. But then I play Wings of Liberty and feel better. Yeah, I actually really like it. I think people are just trying to play it like Wings of Liberty, and they fixed what Wings of Liberty fucked up about Brood War. I'm sorry, that's what I believe. Stews didn't.
Yeah. Like, they got rid of the stuff that we really complain about, but it's going to be a little bit difficult, I think, with like balancing the new units over the next couple months because they're kind of blatantly overpowered in certain situations. But I mean, compare it to how broken Wings was in the first release, and it's not even a contest.
For real, for real. Now I have a question. Team Batman is Stews or Lone Spartan in
Lone
this case?
Spartan.
Okay.
Lone Spartan, yeah.
So he's going to be the Terran, and what is the score right now?
It is 2-1 Team Retard.
Alright, so guess what, guys? We have a lovely little scoreboard for you to enjoy. Hopefully, frick. Allow scoreboard to be moved. Don't be gay. Thank you. Hopefully it lines up perfectly. Toggle subbar. Short player, subbar announcement. Alright, I'll go ahead and introduce these guys in just a second. Sorry. Alright. So, wow. Not noticing the mini-map. What map is this?
I think this is Abyssal City.
Oh yeah, okay, okay, makes sense, makes sense. Yeah, it's underwater.
City.
Okay, I'm with you. All right, let's see if this starboard thing wants to work right. No. Okay, moving you over. Not big enough. Why are you misbehaving? All right, I'm actually gonna set it to your camera if you want to go ahead and introduce the folks.
Sure. At the 9 o'clock position, we have Lone Spartan playing Terran. And at the 3 o'clock, we have Stooge playing Protoss in the blue.
Now, we've actually had many discussions on how exactly do you say Stooge's name. What are your...
I'm pretty sure he doesn't even know.
Ah. Well, at least that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. But we generally call him Stooge. Some of us call him Stooge, I guess, but it's kind of arbitrary.
Yeah, on cast we've been calling him Stews, actually.
Mm.
Like, you know, a beef stew.
There you go.
Yeah. Whatever works. Okay, so, anyways, I do have the scoreboard on. It is Team Batman playing for Terran. They have 1 point, and we actually have Stews for Team Retard with 2 points. Alright. So, lots of spam in chat, no problem. I wish there was a way to turn that off, though.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure there is.
See, I thought in Heart of the Swarm they added something, but they've added so much that it kind of gets overwhelming, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Really early Nexus from Stooge, which is kind of expected. This map is, like, enormous, so...
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, and we actually have a command center on the low ground, which I don't know about in TVP, but that just screams greed in TVZ.
Mm-hmm. It's not terribly uncommon in TVP. I see it a lot on ladder, and like only like Terrans that are either trying to hide that they're going one racks expand,
Mm-hmm.
keep you kind of guessing in case it's multiple barracks all in or something like that, SCV train and everything. But I mean, in general, it's pretty safe to put it on a low ground. You have bunker coming down with some minions by the time you can do anything against it, really.
Oh, okay, that's fine then. Alright, so mostly this is a really big map. We're expecting some heavy macro play, I take it?
Yeah.
Drops, High Templar, Colossi.
I haven't seen a ton of games in general on this map, really.
Mm-hmm.
I usually see a lot of Zergs play on this map. It's a really Zerg favorite map.
Mm-hmm.
But just given the size and how much high ground there is, you can definitely expect there to be a lot of drop play in a very long macro game.
Absolutely. So, I've heard two different kinds of arguments as far as Protoss in this map. Or, not this map, I'm sorry, this matchup. Colossi or High Templar?
I usually open with Colossi and then do a really quick transition to High Templar. But, it's kind of weird the way I play PvT though, so I wouldn't take that for granted on all scenarios. I usually get both sets of tech before putting down my third Nexus, which is like a really, really safe way to play, but it can set you behind.
Mm-hmm. I have a question. I actually asked Alucard last game. He did not know. Your name is Cheeto, yet you play 99% of the time macro. Cheetos are cheesy. Are you trying to like embed something in my subconscious, or?
It's actually kind of funny like that. My old name used to be Pro Cheeto also, so like people would see my name on ladder and be like, "Oh, Protoss cheese, great."
Yeah.
But like, the name Cheeto actually comes from a similarity between my last name and how it sounds. So.
Oh, okay.
I guess I just get the free mind game.
Does that make you Italian or Spanish?
Basque actually.
Oh, wow.
More, it's kind of Spanish.
Yeah, Basque is actually near the Almohads, right?
It's Pyrenees, yeah.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay, okay. I don't know that much about geography, but you said Basque, and I remember something I read on Wikipedia like 7 years ago. Can't remember the details, but I've heard the name.
Yeah, it's like that weird area between France and Spain.
Yeah, that makes you really dark colored, right?
Actually, no.
Oh.
I'm very white.
Okay.
Very pale.
Got you. See, I thought traditionally.
See,
traditionally I thought like that was like an olive complexioned group. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not like full Basque or anything, but.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. See, I'm actually full Greek, so.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah. I don't look it either. I'm paler than you are, probably. So yeah, typical kind of macro game. Just kind of filling some time here, guys. Bear with it. It's a huge map. Double upgrades, double forge, chronoed out on everything. Go ahead.
Kind of interesting, actually, from Stooge. Really late, actually no Colossus at all.
Mm-hmm.
Double upgrades, and he's getting Immortals for this composition.
Right. Yeah, that is a little bit weird. He's also getting a Twilight Council on top of it. That's probably just for 2-2, huh?
It'll probably be for 2-2, and then to get Templar Tech behind it, because it just gets to a certain point versus Terran where you need splash damage.
Right. Okay. And is he safe to completely skip Colossi to in this? It is such a big map, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Lone Spartan is moving out with a 2 medevac push, so I mean, he looks like he'll be able to defend this okay, in my opinion. But going from here, this splash is going to be so late, it might become an issue if Lone Spartan decides to push again.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm kind of excited to see what kind of damage the Terran can do here. So let's go and get ready. We got a Marine suiciding in for the better of the Horde, scouting that cannon. And the army is there, so he's probably just going to try dropping that right into the main, huh? Oh, and Stu's already ahead. Already ahead. So, time to go home. Or you can kill the space shark. I'm good with that. Hey! Free sushi!
That would be pretty interesting if you could actually target fire it.
I know, right? Could you imagine like having
giant
like
explosion, fish everywhere,
and have like 6 Marines standing directly under it, and they would even.
It's weird because on this map, since it's underwater, things like float up.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's kind of cool.
So yeah, that's true. My question is, why the Marines then don't float?
Lead boots must be.
Yeah. So does that mean like medevacs are actually pushing down? Dude, this actually poses a lot of good questions. Well, fluid dynamics, I guess, would apply. Alright, so going ahead, doing the drop. Space Shark didn't call out to those probes, say get hell out of here, and sad to see. Alright, so looks like, okay, nice little blink in there, but gonna go ahead and kill off that medevac again, guys. This is not Heart of the Swarm. You do not have afterburners right now. Alright, so another drop right into the main. That was actually really sloppy. Ooh. Man, that's actually going to cost him about 20 supply there.
Yeah, it's pretty unfortunate. He did kill a small amount of probes at the natural, but it's not worth all those Marines and Marauders, and especially the medevacs. Both of them got lost.
Yeah, if he had only lost the one at the natural, he probably would have been fine, especially with getting this third command center up behind it. But with what he did, he's exposed himself to a timing attack if Team Retard goes ahead and decides to exploit that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. And it's weird to see that he did actually end up going for Colossus instead of the Templars.
Well, he did already have the Robo. Did he have one Robo or two?
He has one Robo, I think, still.
Yeah.
Let me double check.
Then that is
Yeah,
really
only
weird.
one Robo.
That's really weird.
Just considering that he got the Twilight and Blink and everything. I guess the Blink does complement in Colossus, though.
Absolutely, yeah. Now, the thing about this is, Stu's has also got observers all across the map, so he's just super, super safe. He's getting a third as well. So, I mean, Team Batman did get his third a little bit sooner, Lone Spartan being the player for that team. What are they spamming?
Oh, apparently.
Who's lagging?
Cool. I don't think anyone's lagging.
Oh.
I have to ask that side about that. That's a little.
Alright, moving on. 2-2, gonna go ahead wrap up here for Stews. We've got Charge on the way, Colossi. He basically just wants a Zealot wall with Colossi firing over that wall. Good upgrades and the ability to blink in for, air control. Works for me.
Basically.
We're gonna have an attack up here at the third. And Archons. Awesome. So this is going to get interesting right when it's important. And the Archon is going to survive with most of his shield. So, again, not looking good for Spartan right here. How are those upgrades? 2-2. He's about halfway to 3-3. Not that good then.
Drop the main killed off a good amount of Stalkers, but the medevac was lost.
Yeah, and it is going to get cleaned up. I think, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but trading Stalkers for a drop, that's actually not that good for the Terran, is it?
It really depends on the stage of the game.
Mm-hmm.
In the later stage of the game, Protoss will trade any sort of gateway units for a drop as long as it's just gone. Just because once you reach a maxed army, it's difficult to be able to warp in anywhere. But as far as like defending a two-pronged attack, you want to just save as many of those gateway units, especially Stalkers, to defend more aggression later.
The only reason I'm really questioning that is the fact that he has only made 6 Stalkers. He doesn't seem to care about them at all, except when it comes to drops.
In the later stages, like, look, these Zealots are just going to tear things apart. The only reason you would need the Stalkers is to target down the Vikings, and he's got Immortals to do that as well. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's very true. Looks like those Vikings definitely doing a number on the Colossi. However, just the entire ground force of the Protoss is overwhelming here. He's making more Archons. Archons, of course, going to make short work of those Vikings.
I really feel that Stooge is all in at this point, though. He doesn't have Storm. He just started reproducing probes, but his third is nowhere near saturated, where Lone Spartan has multiple command centers finishing at the bottom of the map.
And a 25 Harvester lead, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
25 Harvesters, Mules, that's crazy. Well, if this attack doesn't work, that's what it's going to come down to, and we've got a pretty good engagement. However, both players are going to be real careful about where exactly they position their army. Looks like Protoss wants to be able to spread out here and force his opponent into a choke point, which is exactly what he needs to do. The thing is, his opponent has to defend 2 different bases. A move, sick micro. Alucard hates Protoss so much.
Yeah, he definitely does.
It was actually fun casting your game with them.
Oh god, I can imagine.
Oh
and
yeah.
now this pro wrestling moves into the other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was just like, dude, this is PvP, who cares? And Stews goes ahead, takes that victory with his all-in, loving it, loving it. Stews, a very strong player, always showing the good games.
Yeah, that was actually really well played from him. I think it caught Lone Spartan off guard, especially the amount of Archons that he had. He didn't have Ghosts anywhere near completion, nor did he really have the economy to start reproducing or refilling on Ghosts. He was just starting to reach max as the push came across the map.
So this actually means it's 3-1 now for Team Retard, is that right?
Yeah.
Wow, so this is a best of 5, is that correct?
Well, I think it's first to 5. Yeah, first to 5.
Yeah, first to 5 is a best of 9. Gotcha. Well, I think I said best of 5. Wow, my brain fails. I knew what I meant. Damn it.
So it looks like we have Hellsad and Coyote, both Zerg players left for our team. So
You guys are running out.
Really good too. So this is going to be pretty interesting.
Yeah. So you said Coyote and who else?
Hellsad.
Hellside. Yeah, Hellside actually was on last night doing metagame magic, guys. If you haven't seen that episode, lots of good ZVP content there, as well as ZVZ or ZVT. There was no ZVZ. So ZVP 2 games, ZVT 1 game. Awesome coaching, build orders, styles, everything straight from the horse's mouth. Horse being the German horse. Hellside. Yeah, that's all right. He's not actually German, guys, but if you listen to the cast, you'll know why I say that.
Oh, no, I'm kind of interested. I like having dirt on Hellside.
Indeed. Well, you only have to watch the last 30 minutes, but it's in 2 parts, so you don't know which one of those 30 minutes it is.
I have to watch everything.
Indeed, and you'll love it. Llama is drunk today. I believe it. If you leave a can of beer next to a horse, it will actually like tilt the whole bottle up. It'll pick the bottle up in its mouth, like put the bottle down its throat, tilt its head back. Can't you just imagine a llama doing that? Their tongues are like 10 times longer.
It'll just like form a straw out of its tongue. That's what I'm picturing right now.
Yeah, their tongues are way too thick though to be able to do that. Yeah. Have you ever been kissed by a llama?
No, I can't. I don't think I've ever even seen a llama in person.
Really? Dude, I used to go to petting zoos as a kid, like on field trips. What the hell? Were you not 8?
I'm trying to remember, because I actually grew up in San Diego and had been to the San Diego Zoo like multiple times.
Never mind. You're from Southern California. It makes sense now. The San Diego Zoo. I'm talking about like somebody's mom's aunt's cousin's chicken farm here, dude. Not some San Diego Zoo.
I'm sure they have a petting zoo there, but it's probably got like koalas and weird things.
Koalas would be cool. I'm from a farm, dog. Like, it doesn't get more country than me.
Oh yeah, what state are you?
North Carolina.
Okay. I'm actually out in Chicago now.
Chicago. Cool. So, Chicago, San Diego. Have you ever lived in something that wasn't a city?
I lived in New Jersey for 4 years.
Mm-hmm. And what was the name of your town there?
Mawa.
Alright, so I haven't heard of that. How many people live there? What's the population?
I have no clue, but it wasn't a small town at all. It was probably like 30-ish minutes from New York City.
Gotcha. So, guys, we're just buying a little bit of time right now because we're getting the rosters figured out. Bear in mind, right now, the decision is on Team Batman to send up, and they're down two games here, so they basically have to win, at least 4 of the next 6 games. We are ready. So it looks like we're going to be doing a ZVP, and that's going to be exciting. I've casted Hellsod's ZVP quite a bit.
Yeah, I've played hundreds of games against Hellsod. He wins the majority of them, so I'm really looking to see if Stooge can stand up to him better than I.
Indeed. Alright, so I didn't look at the map. Ah, Metropolis. So, as a Protoss player, what positions are you hoping for here?
Definitely going to be hoping for close by air. It'll really help with 2-base aggression. Taking a third on this map is just a nightmare.
You don't do 2-base aggression. What are you talking about?
That's why I'm glad that this map isn't in the ladder map pool anymore either.
Ah, I see, says the blind man.
I actually used to like this map, PvZ, because it's like scary good for cannon rushing. That's all I used to do on it.
Wow.
Where the natural overlooks by the main, you can just hit the mineral line from there.
Leave it to you, huh? Leave it to you.
Hey, if I can't play macro, I gotta cheese.
I feel you there, man. Well, let's go ahead and introduce these folks. Here in the, 9 o'clock position, I'd say. It is the blue, shiny Protoss Warrior of the Rainbow. It's Stews. And here at the 12 o'clock position, it is the red Zergy McFerguson, playing for Team Batman right now. It's the German Terror, Hellsod. Alright, says not forced cross. Okay, yeah, we can actually tell the Protoss is actually already in his base. Oh, wow. So, yeah, I mean, this is ZVP. We're basically just sit here chilling till the Cybercore finishes. So, what are your thoughts on these games so far, man? Do you think your team's going to be able to come back?
I have a lot of confidence in Hellsod's ZVP, just because I watch his stream, I play against him all the time, really good friends with him, and his ZVP is pretty scary.
So, what does he like to do, ZVP? I, again, casted with him a lot last night, but yeah, go ahead, break it down for folks.
Basically, he just plays for the late game, Ruler Infestor composition, stuff like that. He's been working really hard defending Immortal Sentry all-ins and things of that matter. What really throw him off is just weird play. Like total denial of scouting, your like early DT, stuff like that, double Stargates. So, I mean, if Stews really wants this win, I feel like he needs to do something like that, especially on this map because of how hard it is to even play a macro game against this early.
So what you're saying is he will scout, but if you deny the scout, he'll kind of play based on assumptions of the metagame, and if you play with those, then you'll get a pretty easy victory.
That's a good summary, yeah, I'd say.
Okay, cool. Well, it looks like we've got a little bit delayed gas here. Some players go ahead and get 2 gases around 4:30 for the Zerg. Some prefer 5:30, some prefer 6. What is Hellsod's favorite timing?
He usually goes 6-minute double gas in the main, and then once Ling speed is started, goes another 2 gas at the natural.
Gotcha. And he likes roaches with carapace upgrades, if I remember right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he'll usually open with that, and basically play based off of what he scouts with the Overlords and what he sees at the front with the Lings.
Gotcha. And it's usually about 6 minutes that these Overlords really have to go hide, is that right?
Yeah, basically once the first Stalker pops out, they need to find a hiding spot, which is around that time.
Indeed. Okay. So, here we go. It's about 5:05. We've got a 3rd base taken for Zergy McFerguson. Pretty good droning. He's just staying on top of his Overlords, his injects, his drones, and again, completely standard. We've got the Stalkers coming out now, so we can look around for some tech. It's really around 7 minutes, though, that Protoss tech is going to be shown here. But again, we haven't seen a crazy amount of gateways, so that's telling us a little information. Only sitting on 2 gas right now. What are your thoughts here?
I'm actually a little bit confused at what Stooge is doing. He's got 2 gas in the main where he's only mining with 2 probes each.
I don't know why he does this, but he does it all the time.
Really?
Yeah. I've questioned it so often that I've just quit asking.
Like, to me, that screams aggression.
Yeah,
like
3-3 now. He's fixed it. He does it every timing. From about 5 even till about 6:30, he'll just pull them off. I don't know why. Here we go. Twilight Council. All right. So he's chronoing out +1. Blink timing?
That might be it, actually, and I actually wouldn't be surprised to see a Robo going down and some sort of Warp Prism Blink play in this map, just because of how far that main base juts out.
Okay.
That would be really strong to force field the main. I've actually seen games on GSL.
Not to mention, you know, he can blink up.
After that.
He can blink up the high ground. Yeah. Dude, I'm loving that. Okay. Well, this is going to be an all-in if he does decide to go for that. Do you think he's going to get the +2?
I'm not sure. If he does end up getting Blink, Dark Shrine, actually. So I'm going to have to say no +2.
Yeah, no, not with the Dark Shrine. Now, it's interesting. Oh, God. He was so close to scouting that. And Queen dying.
Yeah, some aggression down at the 3rd base. Warped in from the high ground up there.
Yep, and 2 pylons, so this is going to be some continued aggression. He definitely wants to commit to this. Now, do you think it's wise to reveal these pylons before the DTs come out?
Right now, he's just trying to make Hillside panic. And actually, these Zealots are going to cause a lot of trouble. They're targeting down the hatchery, and there's just now starting to become enough roaches to deal with it.
Yeah, he can actually try to get a good surround on the roaches. If the roaches try kiting, then that's why he's got the Stalker there. He's got to be careful not to lose that Stalker, though. Okay, and he's just forced out a lot of roaches. He's ultimately gonna... Oh, wow. Why is he warping in more Zealots here?
I think this is a mistake, actually. He stopped Hellsad's drone production down at 50, where he wants to be near 60 around now.
Yeah.
So I think he had done the damage already, and this isn't really going to do too much.
No.
He gets 1 roach out of it.
Yeah, that's definitely not worth it. That was 400 minerals there for 75.25. Oh, but this pulls.
Gonna kill the 3rd.
Yeah, and he actually pulled the roaches away doing that, which allowed the DTs to go ahead and do the damage. So, well, we found our answer there. Team Retard, though, 52 supply behind. So while he's been doing a lot of damage, he might be trying to be a little bit too fancy.
Yeah, these DTs are going to get cleaned up right now, and that's going to leave quite a supply deficit, and charge is actually coming out for Stooge, which I'm not sure about in this situation.
I hate to be the Debbie Downer here, but I think this is just a hammer to the face for Hellside. Hellside's just going to roll right through this.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to hit the front and do a ton of damage. The only thing that I'm concerned for Hellside with is his drone count. It's only at 44 right now.
Yeah, but I think he knows he's at a good 2-base drone count. He'll get the 3rd, but until the 3rd's complete, he's just going to throw units at his opponent. Huh.
Yep. I think as long as he drones during this attack, then he'll be fine.
Yep, 5 drones on the way now.
He'll see Stooge's army and know that he's not anywhere near a push timing.
Yeah. Now the question is, does he extend himself here? Does he go for this attack, or?
I don't think so. This angle just isn't very good. The rocks are still up on both choke points.
Okay. Oh wow, he is gonna kill off this forge. Does it finish? It does. No, yeah, it does.
It does not finish.
Yeah, it did. That was +1 attack. +2. Oh, God, that was +2. You're right. Wow. Oh God, that was so bad for
That was
Stews.
extremely close too.
That's a game changer, guys. Like if that had finished, Stews' army would be so much more powerful right now.
Yeah, especially because it's mostly Blink Stalkers. You want the extra +2. They're doing so much more damage since you're keeping them alive so long.
Yeah, really, Helsad has done the damage. He just should go home right now.
Yeah, I agree. If he loses any more of this army, I don't think it's worth it.
But he is killing off sentries. He might even get a second one if he can force that to overextend. Only 3 HP on that. Oh, wow. Overseer forward, and yeah, the sentries were exposed there for a second.
At this point, I don't think Stooge can really catch up. He would need it all in right here, and he might just try to do that.
Well, with these good force fields, he's splitting off a lot of the roaches, and actually he's closed a lot of the supply gap as well. I mean, he's 16 supply behind, but again, roaches, guys, roaches.
Yeah, and not to mention the 10 Infestor is just about to pop.
Yeah.
That's going to cause a major issue with all these Blink Stalkers and Sentries.
Indeed, sir. Indeed. I'm actually a little bit worried. This is basically the last blow. If this doesn't work for Stews, he has to GG because he's not taking a third, and he can't even do that. There's creep at his third.
Yeah, that's like an extra minute delay.
Yeah.
This is gonna be the last push for him for sure.
16-minute third Protoss, no problem. Oh God.
Yeah, and then Hellsad's just gonna go ahead and take his fourth, and I would not be surprised to see him throw in a fifth as well with this.
You know how last game you didn't have enough to buffer your Colossi?
Mm-hmm.
There's not enough here to buffer these Infestors.
Oh no, those sentries are just gonna evaporate.
Well, he does go ahead and get that flank, so that's going to be huge. You're right, the sentry's clumping up right now. All he needs is one good fungal. Ooh. It doesn't matter. He's whittling this away. He's double the supply now. This is... Wow.
Hellsod is just so gas-starved.
Hellsod has made Stews, who is an amazing player, who is 2-1'd, or at this point, basically. The last two players. But Hellsod has made him look like a scrub. Now, is this because... Is it because Stews went for that kind of all-in-ish build that things just didn't work out, or is the skill difference really this big between these two?